The world can be a dangerous place. Gear up with the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. Equipping your firearm with laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com and receive a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge. Crimson Trace.
Broadcasting on more than 140 great radio stations across the greatest country on the planet. Welcome to the #1 national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. Tom Gresham's Gun Talk is on the air. Today on Gun Talk, champion shooter Max Michel wins his 7th national title and a spot at the World Shoot. Also, an opportunity for you to design the next Ruger 1022 rifle. Some hunting tips from Nosler, and a group that gets urban kids into the great outdoors needs your help to win a $20,000 prize. All that and more coming up today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Call us now at 1-866-825-5486. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Or reach out to us via email at tom@guntalk.com. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
Oh, man. We got a lot of stuff coming up here. It's going to be a busy, busy day. Lots of things to talk about today. By the way, I'm Tom Gresham. I am your host. If you'd like to get in on this, just pick up the phone. Call me, 866-825-5486. Shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. You can jump over to Twitter. I'm at Guntalk over there. We got a lot of things going on. We're going to be giving away stuff. That's what you love to do. In fact, you can go there right now and register for a chance to win. It's a giveaway. Brownell's giving away an AR-15 upper completion kit, and we list all the things that's included in that. I won't go into it here, just to say that's a lot of neat stuff that you need for your AR. Go to guntalk.com/win. Later on, those of you who are saying, well, so what is the deal with the Springfield Armory XDS? We'll have news. There's some really, really, really good news coming your way later on today, those of you who have been waiting this thing out. And as I say, we have Ruger. We're going to have a pastor who carries in church. We have a lot of other things going on. But first, we want to talk to one of our friends here. Max Michel has won the USPSA National Championship 7 times now, having just won it again. He is simply the fastest, best shooter walking around shooting competition these days. Joins us right now from Louisiana, actually probably about 3 miles from where I'm sitting at the moment. Hey, Max, how you doing?
I'm good, Tom. How's it going?
I'm good. Let me guess, you were out shooting today already.
No, family day today. Family day.
Family day. Yeah, because shooting for you is a work day, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But I love what I do. I mean, shooting's my passion, but any chance I get at home, I definitely try to spend it with the kids.
Yeah, well, it's like we say, well, it's work, but it's not exactly digging ditches either.
Exactly. There you go. Well said.
So tell everybody about USPSA winning it's your 7th time to win the national championship. People think you just go to a match and win it. Explain what's involved in this.
Yeah, there's a lot involved in it, Tom. I mean, you talk about the United States Practical Shooting Association and how many great shooters that participate within that organization, and being held at a national championship quality level. The stages were very, very difficult courses of fire. I believe we shot 22 different courses of fire over 3 days out in St. George, Utah, just last week or so, and a lot goes into it. I mean, I'm in the gym, doing specific exercises with a personal trainer specifically related to what I do on the competition field, and then hours and hours on the training range, with my father for the most part. He comes out with me and helps me tape targets, set steel, and make sure I'm running the drills properly, things like that. It's a lot of sacrifice on my family as well, but, all that said, it's just I'm honored to be a 7-time champion within that division, within that sport. I mean, because I look back when I was coming up in the game, and I was just a teenager looking at Rob Latham and those guys winning it over and over and over, and I was hoping one day that I would be standing behind that podium, talking to the crowd, and it worked out for me. There's lots of hours and good people helping me out along the way.
When you're practicing, getting ready for a major match like this, what do you have to guard against? Do you get into certain patterns and maybe you're just getting a little sloppy and you need somebody else to watch you, or do you self-coach yourself?
I'm very much self-taught to a certain degree, but I'm like everyone else, and I mean, I'm very motivated and dedicated with what I do, but I'm like everyone else in the fact that it helps to have someone there. Even if it's just nothing more than just knowing that I have either my dad out on the range waiting for me to get there or my personal trainer in the gym, it basically leaves me no way out. I'm somebody's there waiting on me. I'm being held accountable. I have to be there. So for me, that's what it is not falling into that complacent mode of, well, I won the last 3 or 4 matches. What do I really have to go practice for? Am I going to get much better today if I practice? Or, I'd love to go pick the kids up from school, so maybe I can skip practice. And all those things start to weigh on you. And so for me, it's having that other person there holding me accountable and keeping me in check, and that's what's powerful.
Well, you also have to know that there are youngsters out there who are the new Max Michels hoping to knock you off, and they're out there practicing every day. Exactly,
and honestly, that's what keeps me going. There's several young folks. I mean, I'm not getting too old too quickly just yet, but it's getting there. I'm getting in my early 30s now, and I tell you, it gets younger. There's guys out there in their late teens, early 20s that are pushing me every single day, and that's why I go out on the range. It's because of them, honestly.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that a second. This is actually a great sport for a young person to get into. People who, and I think sometimes we have people who have developed incredibly good reflexes. Of course, you got to be born with some of it, but some of it may be coming from video games, maybe coming from other places. But, I mean, you can actually get into shooting competitively at a pretty young age. We're talking early teens or even before, aren't we?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I started shooting when I was before, maybe 8 or 9 years old or so. That's when I started competing. So you can start really young, and these kids, they get so good so fast because it is. I mean, what we're doing is we have handguns, and it's extremely, obviously, extremely talented with these young kids and what they're doing today. But in their minds, they're playing a video game. They line up the sights and press the trigger as quickly as they can. They attack these courses of fire, so it's a lot of fun for them and very easy for them to pick up. So it's these young guys, and they get a little bit of push with sponsorship or even joining the U.S. Army shooting team at 17, 18 years old. Mm-hmm. They get a big push that way, and, they get fast. They get good really fast.
Well, now, of course, you were on the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit for a number of years. You might just touch on that, because I think there probably are still a lot of people that don't know that that's actually a way you could be a competitive shooter, a young competitive shooter, boy or girl, and get into the Army and shoot competitively in the Army.
Exactly. I joined when I was 17 years old. I was very, very lucky to meet the guys when I was 13, and I just kind of was that pester that every time I saw them, I would say, "Hey guys, when can I join? When can I join?" And they finally sent me a letter when I was 16 saying, "Hey, stop bugging us, just come on the team." So, and it was a great opportunity for me because I looked at it as, it was my main goal, my main dream of being on the U.S. Army shooting team. That's all I've ever wanted to do. It was, but looking back now, and there's so many more things so many more opportunities that opened up for me after life in the Army, and it's just a great experience for any young person that's involved in shooting sports to get involved in, because it's not just action shooting. I mean, there's Olympic air rifles, Olympic air pistols, there's shotgun shooting. There's so much involved there with the U.S. Army shooting team. And
hey, Max,
great way to get it back as well.
Your phone sounded a little funky. If you're walking around, go back to where you were.
Oh, shoot. I'm sitting right here in the office. I wonder why it's doing that. Okay.
Okay, it's the NSA again. You know how they are. One of the things that occurs to me is actually Jim's just whispering in my ear. He says, our Army Marksmanship Unit, what that equates to is free ammo.
Yes, free ammo is good ammo.
Free ammo is good ammo. So tell me about the guns you used in your competition.
Right now, I'm sponsored by Sauer, so we're doing a lot of great things together. And one of my latest guns that I'm really, really proud of is the 1911 Max. It's a single stack 45, and we will be coming out in 40 caliber, I believe, sometime this month or next month. But they are actually shipping. It's been a couple of years now, almost a couple of years. Folks have been waiting patiently for this gun, so I'm really excited about it. It has the light hammer with the matching sear, so you can get a really good trigger job with an extended firing pin, so you can, again, ensure that you're going to set those rounds off. Adjustable sights, fiber optic front sight, Hogue chain link grips, Dawson Ice magwell. I mean, it has the works. If you want to be a competitive shooter and you want to just get a gun that's going to run out of the box, I highly recommend, the 6 Sauer 1911 Max. It's something that I sat down with the engineers and worked through several times until it was perfect the way we wanted it. And the only thing that really has to be done to it, Tom, honestly, is a trigger job. And I couldn't get the guys to ship it with 2-pound triggers. They're like, Max, you're crazy. We're not going to do that. So that's what I did. So basically all you have to do is grab it, do a trigger job, and you're ready to go. Unless you like a 3, 4, 5-pound trigger, whatever.
Yeah, if you were going to use it for self-defense, home defense, that would be one thing. But for competition, and you know the drill. I mean, their lawyers are not going to let them ship it out with a 2-pound trigger.
Exactly, and that's basically they smacked me back down to reality, so I had to go with that. But that's obviously a great gun right now that I'm loving shooting for SIG, and I have several other pistols that I use for them, mainly the X series, X5, L1, which is a single action only, as well as the X5 all round, which is double action, single action. And when I say X5, a lot of folks want to know what the difference between an X5 and a 226 is, and essentially It is a 226, but I like to call it a bigger, beefier version of the 226. It's a full 5-inch. A little bit heavier, but the accuracy you're going to get out of that gun, and with that weight, the recoil reduction, it's an extremely easy gun to shoot, and I highly recommend that one as well.
Well, I've shot your personal gun, and you're right. It stays on target. I mean, it could even make me look good, and that's going some. So they're awfully nice. Now, of course, SIG, and I'm sure you've been up there, they've got these new facilities and like double their capacity, so they're actually be able to get more guns out these days.
Yeah, they're doing great. I just visited the new facility actually maybe earlier last month, and it's beautiful. I mean, not to mention all the machines and the size, and they're still running the old factory as well, so there's so many employees running so many machines at one time now. But the place itself is just beautiful. I mean, if you haven't been up there and checked it out, Tom, next time you get next time you're at the academy or in that area, you got to definitely check out the new facility. It looks like you're walking into a beautiful showroom, and there's just guns everywhere, guys working, pulling in the same direction, and not to mention the SIG Academy has grown big time. I mean, I love the Academy.
We were up there in the spring, and they had not opened the new facility, the new manufacturing facility. But yeah, for those who are looking for a good place to go for serious self-defense training or just shooting training, the SIG Academy in New Hampshire is a really great place. You know what it is? The facility is great, Max, but the real quality is in the instructors.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the same thing can be said for anything in life and anything in what you do. Just as far as bringing my kids to the right karate instructor, right? I mean, instructors make everything,
yes.
And the facility themselves are great, but the instructors they're second to none. They're first class instructors without a doubt.
They really are. So what's next for Max Michel?
Well, I have, believe it or not, I'm going to shoot the Louisiana State Championship here to kind of close out my season with just kind of doing something with the local boys. You know, I get bugged all the time. Max, oh, you made it. You're Hollywood now. You never have time for us. You know, I get all of those texts and emails and all my buddies making fun and joking with me.
Right.
So I'm going to hang out with the local guys and shoot the Louisiana State match next weekend. Do a few courses, but mainly this is my time to be with the family, Tom, and just try to catch up with them and do as much as I can. Be the football coach, basketball coach for the off season, those kinds of things, and get back at it in January.
That sounds great. Well, look, hope to see you out at the range. We'll go out and maybe do a little shooting in your off time when you feel like it. We'll go do something fun.
You got it, Tom. Anytime. Thank you.
All right. You take care. Max Michel, one of the great shooters, truly a legendary shooter, just really great guy all the way around. Thank you so much. Won his 7th national title, USPSA. That is some fine shoot. All right. Ammo reports. What are you finding? I'm getting a lot of reports now of ammo being out there. Our number 866-825-5486. Or are you still mad at me because I say there's ammo available and you're not finding it? Yeah, I'm getting those emails too. What's on your mind? We're open lines right now. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Michael Bain. You know I hate cleaning guns, so anything that makes that job faster and easier is definitely a plus. And that's where bore tips come in. These reusable, lint-free cleaning swabs make cleaning a breeze. And the tighter-fitting bore tips do a better job on barrels than cotton mops or patches. Hey, it's a dirty job. Let bore tips help. To find a dealer, visit boretips.com.
The Ruger SR45, a large caliber pistol with a trim, ergonomic profile. Like the popular Ruger SR9 and SR40, the SR45 is perfectly sized to be comfortable and controllable with a slim, ergonomic grip and narrow slide. It features an adjustable 3-dot sight system, Ruger's unique reversible back strap, an ambidextrous manual safety and magazine release, and built-in Picatinny rail. The Ruger SR45, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
Hi, I'm Tom Gresham. For more than 40 years, I've been watching an environmental disaster in my backyard, and it actually impacts all sportsmen in America. I'm talking about the massive loss of land on the Louisiana coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the swamps and marshes of coastal Louisiana are among the nation's most fragile and valuable wetlands. That land is disappearing. The Mississippi River Delta hosts as many as 10 million ducks and geese every winter. These are birds which migrate northward through the states, all the way to Canada. The wetlands of the Delta support some of America's best fresh and saltwater fishing. And here's the deal. The wetlands of the Mississippi River Delta are disappearing at a rate of 1 football field every hour. 1 football field every hour. Gone. We can reconnect the river with its wetlands and restore the Delta, but we need your help. Please visit vanishingparadise.org. That's vanishingparadise.org.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could use your AR magazines in a bolt-action rifle? Now you can with Mossberg's MVP rifles. The patent-pending design is a first for bolt-action rifles. Choose from 5.56 and 223 to 204 Ruger, 300 AAC Blackout, and 308 Varmint, Predator, Patrol, and MVP Flex System models. Adjustable trigger too. AR mags in a bolt rifle. The Mossberg MVP. See more at mossberg.com.
You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, the original nationally syndicated radio talk show about firearms, shooting, and your Second Amendment rights.
Putting more guns in people's hands actually does them a service.
Give Tom a call at 1-866-825-5486. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUNS. Or email tom@guntalk.com.
They're there to protect us.
Now, back to Gun Talk. Here's Tom Gresham.
All right, back with us. By the way, the number here is 866 rather. It's 866-TALK-GUN, because we talk about guns around here, Talk Gun. Or you can shoot me a note, tom@guntalk.com. I know some of you are shy and bashful, unlike me. Line 3, Curtis is with us out of South Carolina. Curtis, what's up?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I got to tell you funny. Hey, Curtis, let me tell you a funny story.
XDS compared to the FN 940 cal, both of them 40 cal. I was just kind of wondering about your opinion on that FN.
All right, I got to tell you a funny story. Jim, our producer, overheard Michel when she was talking to you. Michel's our call screener. And he says, kind of listening with half an ear, and he says, well, you could ask him about that FN pistol. He says, what did she just say? Oh, the FN pistol. Oh, got it. Okay. So the FN Model 9, that's the 5.7. Have you shot one of those?
No, I have not.
What's your interest in it? What are you thinking?
Be for carry.
Okay, for carry?
I'm caught between the Springfield XD and the FN. I'm just kind of curious, looking for an opinion.
Sure. Well, they're very different because what you got in the, the Model 9 FN is all about the caliber. You've got the 5.7 caliber. It's a small, 20 round in the magazine, high velocity, little bitty bullet, not much recoil at all, pretty darn loud because you're going supersonic. And I guess the thing we have to start with is, if you're considering that, have you looked either locally or online for ammo, and have you priced the ammo?
I'm not buying any caliber that I don't have a stockpile of already.
Good man. Now that's a guy that makes sense. That is actually one of the smarter things to put into the equation when you're thinking about buying something. You say, do I have ammo for it? So here's the question. Do you already have a supply of ammo for this?
Yes.
Outstanding. Okay. That helps me. All right, now I can go. This is a delightful pistol. If you get a chance, if you have ammo for it, buy the darn pistol. You must have a Model 90 then. You have a rifle, the carbine?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, those are sweet. The little carbine is nice. So if you've already got the carbine, you already know about the caliber. You don't need me to tell you about it. You know all the drill. All this is a pistol version. It's basically it's going to do what it's supposed to do. Because like I say, the real question becomes between the 5.7 caliber and the calibers you would get in an XD, XDM, or any other pistol. So you really look at it, do you like the 5.7 over a 940 or 45? You clearly know about the 5.7. You tell me, you probably got more experience shooting a 5.7 than I do. How do you like the caliber?
I like it.
Okay. No, there's no recoil, is there, in that carbine?
No. no recoil at all.
And the only one of those I've shot was the full auto version, and we just had a great lot of fun with that. Yeah, that's it just leaves you with a great big old smile. I got to tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, you're already giggling. See, I know you're thinking about it, aren't you? If you've got the carbine, get the pistol, and then my guess is, and here's my educated, experienced guess, Curtis, if you've already got the carbine, then you own other guns, so you can probably do your own comparison between 9s, 40s, 45s, and the 5.7.
Yeah. Well, I was just, I was thinking about, that FN as a carry piece. So, I haven't wrapped my hands around one of their pistols yet. So I was just kind of curious, about
okay. You know what you could do
compared to the Springfield, and
you know what you could do. I got an idea. In fact, if you could do this and call us back, that would be cool. If you would take your carbine out with the ammo that you usually have in it and line up about 8 1-gallon water jugs and shoot it, and I would be really interested to know the depth of the penetration. How many water jugs can you shoot through with the 5.7 cartridge? Obviously, you're going to get a little bit more velocity out of the carbine than the pistol, but still, that would be pretty interesting, because to me, that would be my primary concern with that caliber is, am I going to get enough penetration to do what I need to do in a self-defense situation?
Right.
Okay. I would say, you start with, put 8 jugs out just in case. Honestly, if you got penetration through 1, 2, 3 of them, 3 is good, 4 is great for self-defense.
Right.
8 probably. A lot of people say, 8's too many. Probably so. But now for hard cast bullets for hunting, I want 8. But for self-defense on two-legged varmints, probably not. So I would say, go shoot that and, get back to us. Let us know how it works. That would be great. I appreciate that. The FN Model 9, there are some people who say, well, the Kel-Tec, PMR 30 is kind of a poor man's Model 9. It shoots the 22 Magnum cartridge, and it's a 30 round. It's a lot of fun, and I've shot that. But the cartridges are not exactly the same. Not at all, actually, when you think about it. But they look alike. They're black and they're plastic and they're okay, And in fact, when you think about it, you think, gee, don't a lot of these pistols look alike after a while? When you got, I got another black polymer pistol here. Well, they're all fun. They're all good. They all work. And that's the main thing. It's got to work. Tell you what, when we come back, we're going to be talking about bullets, because as I'm saying, it's all about the bullet. What does it do? How does it perform for you? And specifically, if you're getting ready for hunting season, you better get yourself some good hunting bullets, because that's what actually does the work.
Have you taken your family, friends, and kids shooting lately? You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, and we'll be right back. Want to be a guest on the show? Drop us a line at info@guntalk.com. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, back with you. Tom Gresham, it's Gun Talk. 866-825-5486. Had a fascinating series of text, emergency phone calls late at night from a buddy who was going on an elk hunt next week in New Mexico, and all of a sudden his rifle doesn't shoot for beans. And this guy really knows how to shoot. And he said, I don't know what to do. I have no idea. And, I'll tell you about that as we talk to our next guest, because it's all wrapped up together. Zach Waterman from Nosler joins us right now. Of course, the great folks at Nosler who make both, actually bullets, ammo, and rifles these days. Hey, Zach, how are you?
Hey, good afternoon, Tom. How are you doing?
I am great. This buddy of mine is in California. He hunts in Idaho, and he was going down to New Mexico, and just like 4 weeks ago, I convinced him to go to Accubon bullets, because he was saying, what's the best thing? I said, look, I love partitions, and they work, and they do everything they're supposed to do, and I've used them forever and ever. But honest to Pete, the Accubons are so good. They're more accurate, and they hold together, and they retain their weight, and they're just fabulous. So he switched to them, and he liked them. And all of a sudden, I get this note that says, man, my rifle just doesn't shoot. What happened? Well, what do you mean doesn't shoot? He said, well, it's gone from like an inch to 6 inches. Well,
Whoa.
long involved story. I said, well, number one, I can guarantee it's not the ammo, it's not the bullets. That's a given. And it's probably not your rifle. So, and you know exactly what happened. You're already you're well ahead of me. I said, take the scope off, take the mounts off, take the bases off, remount everything. So he did all that. He says, now it's working great. And then he, like 10 minutes later, he texts me, he says, now it's back out to 6 inches. I said, you got a bad scope. So he replaced the scope, and he said, fixed it perfectly. Now he's shooting 1-inch groups again. So
Perfect.
there you go. But save the guy's hunt. But, if there's one thing in the batch, and there's this, when you're putting together a rifle to shoot, it's a real system. It's the rifle, it's the barrel, it's the mount, it's the scope, it's the ammo, it's the bullet. And the one thing I knew wasn't a problem, I knew it was not the AccuBond bullets. If there's one thing we could bet on, those are going to work every time.
That's correct. Yeah, we definitely shoot those for accuracy every single batch and lot before it leaves the factory door. But you're right. When you're looking at the whole system, the shooting system, as far as consistency goes, because that's where your accuracy comes from. But the greatest amount of variables can oftentimes come from the parts you attach to the rifle, such as the bases and mounts and optics.
Well, optics are so good these days.
Oh, yeah.
We kind of take it for granted that they just never go bad. But he had been on a hunt and gotten an elk, and his wife was packing out both their rifles. And he says, we probably just banged the devil out of them. And, I mean, it's a pretty complex thing, a variable rifle scope, and it broke. So he put a new, fresh scope on it, and all's good to go. So just kind of a reminder. Let me ask you this question. You hunt a fair amount. When you're going on a serious hunt, do you take a backup rifle or a scope or anything?
Growing up, I never did, just because I only had one rifle.
Right.
But nowadays, yeah, absolutely. We usually take an extra backup rifle, extra with a sighted-in scope, just because you never know what can happen. And when you spend so much time looking forward to and preparing and spending money on a hunt,
right,
the last thing you want to go wrong, especially being in the ammunition and rifle business, is one of your pieces of equipment going bad. So always have a backup.
Well, and even if you only had one in camp, you just had one extra rifle, that wouldn't be a bad way to go.
Absolutely, yeah. Just one. That's all you need.
That way, if anybody's rifle goes down for whatever reason, rather than trying to diagnose it and troubleshoot it and fix it in camp, just pick up the other rifle and go.
Yep, absolutely. Because, you got to, we learned that in the Boy Scouts, always be prepared.
Well, you guys have got to be in full-blown, get ready, get the product out for hunting season right now.
We have been for a month or so now, because over here in Oregon, our deer season started 3 weekends ago. So we've been up and at 'em. We're making more product than we've ever made before. We're shipping more than we've ever shipped. It's just a lot of folks out there experiencing the same problem over the entire country, where the shelves are bare. So it's going to take a while for all of us to kind of catch up and get those shelves restocked again.
It's getting better, though. I'm getting reports of people seeing ammo on the shelves. How's your situation? Are you able to get the components you need and everything?
Yeah, definitely we are. It's just a matter of getting them. We're shipping lots of product every day. So it is a challenge.
Well, sure. I mean, everybody's trying for it, and it's just there's simply more demand than we've ever had before. And of course, you guys don't help, frankly, because you keep bringing out new cool stuff. The AccuBond, of course, is not exactly new, but it's a spectacular hunting bullet. It really is. And now you've got, in fact, I'm reaching over here, picking up, because I have one of the rare boxes of AccuBond long-range 7mm 168 grain bullets. That is a stunningly good bullet, by the way.
Yeah, we've had very good feedback so far for the AccuBond long-range bullet. And, anywhere from 200 yards out to, I think the longest one we've heard, we've had one of our representatives shot a 9-inch 3-shot group at 1,435 yards with the 7-mag, with that same bullet you're shooting. So
that's amazing. Feedback. Yeah, I mean, that's a great bullet. So when somebody calls you guys and says, okay, what bullet should I use? And I get the same question. Of course, you always end up asking a lot of questions, but is there like a default where you go to, or do you have a system that you can help them through and figure out what they need?
That's one of my favorite questions we get, because that way I get to kind of for a few minutes pretend I'm going on the hunt with them, and what would I do in their situation. At first I kind of ask where they're going hunting and what they're hunting for. So if they're moose hunting in Alaska, typically your shots are going to be 200 yards and closer with a larger caliber rifle, so we can kind of go straight to either the partition or the AccuBond. I mean, the partition was invented because of moose hunting and close-range moose hunting.
Right.
So
it's a great bullet.
Easy one.
Yeah.
Are you going to be going, to Africa where your ranges can go from 50 yards out to, 350 yards, and that, sometimes requires a more precise bullet like that AccuBond you were mentioning, or antelope hunting where, your ranges can be very far, and it's a light-skinned animal, so you need that expansion to be a little quicker than the heavier skin bullet. So, one of my favorite questions, and it's kind of hard to give a formula for it, to be honest.
Well, now, but if people are trying to figure out, because you can understand, it's bewildering to people. They go, wow, I can't figure it all out. You can go to your website, Nosler.com, and you can look at the descriptions of each of the bullets, and you do give an idea of this bullet is good for this type of usage. So that's helpful.
Certainly. Yeah, we do have game recommendations on the website and also on the boxes of bullets themselves. I believe even on the ammo has some game recommendations. So other than that, you can always give us a call, and we'd be happy to walk you through it.
And you guys, just because I know it's in the news right now, you also offer lead-free bullets.
We do. So kind of a big deal out in California this week. But we do have the E-tip bullet, which is a lead-free bullet for large game or big game animals, ranging in 6mm on up to 338 caliber. And then for varmint hunting, we do have the ballistic tip lead-free, which is one of both bullets are my personal favorites for varmints and big game, just because they are so effective at what they do.
Exactly. Hey, Zach, hold on a quick second here. Got to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to ask you the hard question. What's your favorite rifle caliber for hunting? And it's everybody else's chance to call in and talk to a bullet hunting expert, somebody who can help you with a caliber, a bullet, whatever. You're going to only have a few minutes here, so call us 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN.
From the time Sam Colt created the gun that won the West, Colt handguns have set the standard. Today, that single-action Army revolver is still available, showing craftsmanship known worldwide. The 1991 series of autos continues the legacy started by the world-famous Colt 1911. And the new polymer Mustang XSP breaks the mold when it comes to concealable lightweight pistols. To see more, go to coltsmfg.com. Colt, the legend continues.
If you carry a gun, you need training. Your concealed carry class was definitely not training. But time, money, and obligations keep you from spending days at a shooting school. The trusted folks at Gun Talk can help. Concealed Carry 1, our DVD featuring the VADA Group, covers what gun, what holster, how to carry, where to wear your gun, and much more. Visit shopguntalk.com. That's shopguntalk.com. Look, this really is life and death. Learn how to stay aware, how to get away, and how to fight if you must. At shopguntalk.com, you can get the 2 DVD set, including Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. No matter what gun you carry, this vital training info can save your life. Learn the draw, the stance, reloading, vital gear from Gun Talk. That's shopguntalk.com. shopguntalk.com.
The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
From day's first light till night's last glimmer, your satisfaction is our responsibility. On the range or in the field of duty, you can rely on Brownell's lifetime guaranteed gun parts, tools, and supplies. Anytime, any place. It's how we've done business since 1939. Brownells.
You may be a new shooter, a longtime gun owner, or even a police officer or soldier. No personal defense handgun is fully equipped without a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge. Crimson Trace.
I'm a gun owner.
Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of Gun Talk.
You know, I don't think that guns are scary things.
Visit us online at www.guntalk.com. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, back to Gun Talk.
All right, we're talking with Zach Waterman from Nosler. Nosler, of course, the great company out in Bend, Oregon. They make fabulous bullets, hunting bullets, competition bullets, self-defense bullets. Now they got a whole self-defense line, just a whole bunch of stuff. They also make loaded ammo, which is very cool, and this is high-grade ammo. And also, what you may not know is they make rifles. If you go to the website, you're going to see some really cool rifles. So, Zach, you get to hunt, you get to talk to hunters, you get to be around hunters, you're in the middle of all these hunters who work there, and everybody has all these different guns. If you got to pick up one rifle and go hunt in North America, what caliber is it going to be?
Oh, that's a good question. In fact, we kind of have this discussion oftentimes, and what I decided that I wanted, a gun that could, hunt for deer, elk, bear, you name it. If it's walking on North America, it would do the job. My choice was the .338 Winchester Magnum loaded with the 225 grain AccuBond going about 2,800 feet per second out of the muzzle. And I've used it on several critters and never had to track them more than a few steps.
That is so interesting because it is, frankly, has always been my go-to cartridge. And now, years ago, I always said I had the partition in there. But now I would definitely go with the AccuBond just because I'm going to get a little bit flatter shooting, and you're going to take a .338. What a lot of people don't know about the .338 Win Mag is with those bullets loaded right, you've got a trajectory. It shoots with almost the same trajectory as a 30-06. Well, actually, it's probably a little even better than a 30-06, which is nothing shabby at all.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, you can even load a bullet. We have a 180 grainer that you can load in there for going 3,200 feet per second, which is high on the high side for even a 300 Win Mag. So you can load it light or you can load it heavy. Really pretty universal round, and you don't have to. It doesn't really recoil all that bad, especially compared to some of those bigger Ultra Mags you got out there these days.
Well, I will tell you, with the .338, I have shot animals that weighed 100 pounds, and I shot one animal that weighed 3,000 pounds. So that gives you an idea of the kind of versatility you get in the .338 Win Mag. And of course, and the key, and we always end up circling back to this, and only because it is really the key, is choosing the right bullet for whatever it is you're doing. Because so just saying .338 is not enough. You got to say, hey, which bullet am I going to use? Because if it's antelope, you use one thing. If it's moose or bear, you use something else, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I like, for the bigger stuff, for the bigger the animal, I like a bigger, heavier bullet. And for the lighter animal, I kind of like a smaller, faster bullet. There's kind of a correlation. I was just going to mention my other favorite game for or bullet or cartridge, I should say, for, say, antelope is the 257 Weatherby with our 100 grain E-tip, and it's going just over 3,400 feet per second out of the muzzle. And it's kind of like shooting a laser beam. There's not a lot of drop.
It really is. The 257 Weatherby does not get the respect it deserves. When you get that bullet going that fast, it's like a laser beam or a lightning bolt. Zach, for all the latest information on Nosler, we're going to send everybody to Nosler.com because I know you keep the website up to date and it's looking good these days.
Yep, it's constantly getting work. In fact, just a few months ago, we added all of the our most updated reloading information on there. So you can see all this information I'm looking at in Reloading Guide number 7. It's right there on the website. Of course, it doesn't have a lot of the chapters in there like Tom wrote for us on the chapter introductions on how the cartridge came to be and why it's so popular. But At least the
well, they can just go to Nosler. They can just go to Nosler.com. They can get all that. Zach, thank you so much, and good luck with all your hunts. You take care. All right. Open lines, 866-TALK-GUN.
You don't have to agree with Tom to participate in the show. Call now with any of your concerns about guns, gun rights, or particular firearms, or suggestions for your shooting activity or personal protection. 1-866-825-5486. Gun Talk is coming right back. Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of Gun Talk. Visit us online at www.guntalk.com. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, back to Gun Talk.
All right. Coming up today, we got a lot of things going on. We'll be talking about getting some kids from inside the cities out and shooting in a safe, responsible, and legal way. We're talking to a pastor who carries a gun. We're going to be, and this one I think is going to interest a lot of people. The co-CEO of Springfield Armory is coming back on Gun Talk with a big announcement on the XTS recall. And I think it's going to be, well, I'm looking forward to hearing. I think it's going to be good news. They say it is. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out. And then we're going to have news about how you can design the next Ruger 1022. It's a cool contest that you can be involved with. And you don't have to be an engineer, but I think you're going to want to hear about this thing. Let's see here. Go to line one. Max is with us out of Eagle, Colorado. Hello, Max. What's this about your bullet tips getting beat up?
Yes, I was wondering if the best way to do it is to cut them off or to try and straighten them out.
What caliber, what bullets, what are we talking about?
300 Winchester mag, elk hunting. You know, when they're sitting in the box and you have them all loaded, you beat the tips out of them. And they kind of turn into a mushroom shape.
Yeah, that's bad. The truth of it is that doesn't, it looks bad, and you would think, oh, that's going to harm things. If you're shooting out to about 200 yards, it's probably not a big deal. Once you get beyond that, changing the shape of the bullet can definitely be a problem. The other thing it could do, if those points are really mushed in, and we're talking about exposed lead bullets, tipped bullets, they could cause a problem in feeding when you're working the bolt or whatever. Is it a semi-auto or a bolt action rifle?
Bolt action.
And they're getting beat up just from riding around in the truck?
Yes, older ammo. We were out the range, and now we're hunting. So, just when you make a round of 100, it takes a little time when your gun is really perfect and you're not wasting a lot of ammo.
Right.
But bouncing around, they do get a little bit beat up, and I just look at the ballistics of that, and it looks like it's, you would think that the gun would be shooting 4 or 5 inches off.
Yeah, it actually doesn't do that, unless you get, like I said, beyond about 200 yards. Two things. One, don't cut the tips off. And number two, that is one of the prime reasons that ballistic tip ammo with a polymer tip on it was created, because those don't get deformed. And I was talking about the Nosler AccuBonds earlier. Those have the polymer tip on them, and those can get beat to heck, and they always retain their shape. So it's one of the reasons that a lot of folks have gone to the tipped bullets, and they're so popular. And I know you say, well, I got a lot of this ammo there. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe after this season you shoot them up, and you might want to consider going to some type of tipped bullet so that they don't get beat up. But it's an issue. I mean, obviously it's an issue. That's why Nosler created the ballistic tip and now the AccuBond with that tip on it. So as for now, I'd say just hunt with them, shoot them, don't worry about it. But, if it really bothers you, if you're real curious, go shoot some at 300 or 400 yards and see if it's making a difference. There's nothing like one good experiment and test will replace 100 guesses. So I think that would probably put your mind at ease. And you want confidence. in your gun, no matter what you're doing with it, competition, hunting, self-defense. It's important to have confidence in your ammo and your gun, and the way you get that is you go out and shoot it. See what it does, see what you can do with it, which is kind of the other part of the equation, right? All right, coming up, we're going to be talking about taking kids shooting. It's a great program.
No black helicopters here, just the facts about gun rights and gun ownership. This is Gun Talk.